Crown and Blood, Season 1, Episode 3. Lines in the Dark. There is a moment before everything breaks. A thin, fragile moment where choices still matter, where words can still stop actions, where silence can still save lives. Most people never notice that moment pass. Marcus King does. Blackstone City is quieter tonight. Not peaceful, just restrained. Like the city itself is holding its breath. Marcus moves through his penthouse slowly. The lights dim, the windows open to a skyline that refuses to look back at him. He can feel it now, not fear, not panic, but pressure, the kind that builds behind the eyes, the kind that makes even powerful men second-guess the order of their thoughts. Control used to come easily. Now it requires effort, and effort means weakness. Marcus checks his phone. No messages from Eli. That worries him more than confrontation ever could. Eli Cross stands in a room that smells like sweat and expensive cologne. Music pulses low. Voices blur together. Power moves differently here. The woman beside him laughs softly, fingers tracing the edge of his jaw, her presence warm and distracting. Eli lets it happen. He likes the reminder that people still want him, that he still draws attention without trying. "You're tense," she says. Eli smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. "Just thinking." She presses closer. Dangerous habit. He exhales through his nose. "Not for me." But even as he says it, his mind drifts back to Marcus, to rules, to the way control always seemed to orbit around someone else. That ends soon. Eli's phone buzzes. Not Marcus. Someone lower on the ladder. Someone nervous. Eli steps away from the warmth and answers. "Yes." A voice rushes words into his ear. Eli listens, then closes his eyes. "Handle it," he says quietly. Tonight, when the call ends, the room feels colder. Lines once crossed don't fade. Naomi King sits alone in her office long after everyone else has gone home. The building hums with empty electricity. Glass walls reflect her face back at her. Calm, composed, unreadable. She reviews a document she's already memorized. Names, dates, connections. Too many threads leading back to one man. Marcus. She closes the file and rests her hands flat on the desk. She loves him. That part hasn't changed. But love doesn't blind Naomi. It sharpens her. And lately, she's been thinking less about protection and more about positioning. Detective Ryan Cole watches the city from his car. Rain taps against the windshield as he studies a building across the street. Nothing special to anyone else. But Cole doesn't see buildings the way others do. He sees movement, patterns, opportunity. A car pulls up. A figure steps out. Another car leaves. Cole writes nothing down. He doesn't need to. This isn't the kind of work that rewards impatience. It rewards memory. That night, a message is delivered. Not loudly, not publicly. A quiet correction. A man who asked the wrong questions finds his future suddenly shortened. Not ended, just altered. Enough to send a message without drawing a spotlight. Word travels fast in Blackstone, especially when it's whispered. Marcus meets with one of his longest-standing associates in a dimly lit restaurant. No music, no windows. People are nervous, the man says. Marcus, they should be. Eli's name keeps coming up. That makes Marcus pause, not because he didn't expect it, but because hearing it confirms what he hoped wasn't true. "Let me handle Eli," Marcus says. The associate hesitates. Marcus adds, "Or not at all." Eli watches the city from a rooftop, the wind tugging at his jacket. The woman stands behind him, arms wrapped around his waist, her presence grounding and distracting at the same time. "You look like someone planning something," she says. Eli doesn't turn. "I am." She tightens her grip. "Should I be worried?" Eli finally smiles. "Only if you like safe men." She laughs softly, presses a kiss against his neck. Below them, the city glows, unaware of how close it is to chaos. Marcus returns home late. Naomi is awake. They don't speak right away. They don't need to. "You're losing him," Naomi says finally. Marcus exhales slowly. "I know." And when he stops listening, she continues. "He becomes a problem." Marcus looks at her. "And what do you suggest?" Naomi meets his gaze. "Steady, that you decide what you're willing to lose." The words linger, because that's the question power always asks. The episode ends with movement, not action, intention, plans being set, trust being tested, lines drawn quietly in the dark. Marcus stands at his window, city spread before him. Eli stands on his rooftop, city beneath his feet. Both men looking at the same streets, both believing they deserve them. And somewhere between them, Blackstone waits, because when lines are drawn in the dark, someone always steps over them. In the next episode of Crown and Blood, loyalty is tested, warnings are ignored, and one decision turns tension into open conflict. Next episode, No Turning Back.